Next week officially kicks off the summer 2025 movie season, so here's my ranking of the upcoming summer movies based on my excitement level for them. In last place is The Smurfs. This is one of the worst movie trailers I have ever seen. It's cringy, trying too hard to appeal to Gen Z. Influencer Smurf! It's basically a commercial for Rihanna, and all that aside, they're taking the Smurfs and putting them in the real world, which they've already done. Twice. Why not just keep it fully animated and make it in the style more in line with the cartoon? There's a reason that 40 years later they're still around, so maybe stop turning them into blue minions with TikTok accounts. I could rant about this until I'm blue in the face, and then Hollywood would cast me as one of the Smurfs. Number 16, How to Train Your Dragon. This movie is actually already screened at a few festivals and has gotten rave reviews, but I see no reason for it to exist. Nothing in the trailer made me see a justification for making this. It's the same jokes, the same dialogue, even some of the same actors, and the same director. But Universal and DreamWorks are apparently banking on this one really hard, because the sequel has already been announced. I'm really hoping that DreamWorks doesn't hop on the Disney trend of making their animated films live action. But, if they do, please give us a live action version of Sinbad. That's one of the only ones that would make sense. Or go wild and give Shark Tale a gritty Joker treatment. Number 15, Happy Gilmore 2. I have no nostalgia for the original. The first time I watched it was sometime last year, and while I did enjoy it, comedy sequels have a really, really bad reputation. Adam Sandler's man-child shtick was passable in the 90s, but he's almost 60 years old, so at this point it seems sad. If he tries to throw a tantrum and fall on the ground in this one, someone might have to call Life Alert. I don't really have any reason to get excited for this. Number 14, The Bad Guys 2. I'm in the minority here, but I did not enjoy the first Bad Guys movie that much. I thought it was fine, but I've never had a desire to go back and rewatch it. This movie looks like the Ocean's 8 route, where it's more or less the same story again, but this time they're also including girl main characters. That being said, most second movies in a DreamWorks franchise often end up surpassing the original in terms of quality, so maybe I'll enjoy this more than I think. Number 13, Freakier Friday. My excitement for this has gone up a bit since it was first announced. Until the trailer came out, I thought, what are they going to do that isn't just the first movie again? And then the trailer came out, and seeing the plot was actually pretty interesting. They're including the children of Lindsay Lohan's character in the body swapping as well, so this could be a fun take on the baby boomers, the millennials, and Gen X having to trade places. Number 12, Lilo and Stitch. This was originally supposed to be a straight-to-Disney Plus movie, so that had me worried, until the trailer came out. And while I can't see any justification for making this movie, the trailer did have enough new jokes focusing on Stitch's mischief that I'm at least a little more optimistic about it. And it looks like there's going to be some new subplots about Cobra Bubbles being essentially the Men in Black, which is a new way of doing it. If they do it right and it's different enough to stand out and not just be a shot-for-shot remake, they might stick the landing. Number 11, F1. I'm not really a sports movie guy, nor am I super into racing, but the fact that this is directed by Joseph Kosinski, who directed Top Gun Maverick and Tron Legacy, has me a bit more interested. And it also has Brad Pitt, and he's always good. I did like Gran Turismo from a couple years ago, so this might be my vibe. However, it is an Apple TV movie, and so far those have been mostly forgettable to awful. Number 10, Jurassic World Rebirth. Like many people, I was very disappointed and baffled by some of the choices they made with Jurassic World Dominion. But the director is Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One and the 2014 Godzilla movie, so he does know how to make a good sci-fi and creature feature. The screenwriter of the film is the screenwriter for the original film, and it has a great cast in it. It does look like more of the same, where they're yet again going to another dino island, but as long as we have dinos chasing and eating people, I'm all for it. Number 9, Elio. I'm glad that we're getting a Pixar movie that isn't a sequel, but the trailer for this movie came out like 3 years ago, and the tone of that trailer and the latest trailer are very different. And that's because the writers and actors strikes greatly impacted the movie, so they took the opportunity to do rewrites, and Pixar does not have a good history with that. Movies like Brave and The Good Dinosaur both suffered greatly from rewrites, and those made the films pretty mediocre. Also, they cast America Ferrera originally, who had just won an Oscar for Barbie, but then they got rid of her because the new story no longer fit the character they had written for her. They replaced an actress who had just won an Oscar. That's nuts. That's like firing your chef after they won Top Chef. The first trailer had a more serious, grounded tone, and the new trailer was more comedy-focused, so I'm a little nervous about how production troubles may or may not have impacted the film. Number 8, Karate Kid Legends. I did not grow up with Karate Kid, so I have no nostalgia for this movie. It looks like it's going to be a solid legacy sequel where you combine Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, which is a cool novelty, but on a story level it looks just like the first one again. Number 7, The Naked Gun, assuming that it gets rated PG-13. The original films are all PG-13, but this is also a Seth MacFarlane movie, so it might go full raunch and rated R. But if it is PG-13, I'm looking forward to this. The trailer was hilarious. Liam Neeson actually does have comedic range, like in films such as The Lego Movie and some Jimmy Fallon sketches.
It's good. I think maybe you're coming across a little intimidating.
If you don't mind me saying, I think what I'm doing is right. I mean, just listen to the classic Sam Cooke song. Cupid, draw back your bow, let your arrow go, straight to my lover's heart. That's a kill shot, pal. And let me tell you something about that reindeer that ran over Grandma. I will look for him. I will find him. And I will kill him.
And if you're going to cast someone to be the son of Liam Neeson's character, or Leslie Nielsen's character, who is also very deadpan, Liam Neeson is a perfect choice. The teaser trailer sold me on it, and I'm looking forward to it. Number 6, Megan 2.0. Horror sequels can go either way. It's either just as good or better than the original, or it's a disaster. And often the sequel leans into a more comedic tone, examples of that being Gremlins 2 and Happy Death Day 2. So if we're going to take the first movie with the killer robot and turn it into a spy action movie, that's weird, and I'm all for it. I thought the trailer was a blast, and I'm very excited for this. Number 5, Sketch. This is a film from Angel Studios that looks like a nice family gateway horror film. It's got Tony Hale, who's always good, and the film looks very interesting. It reminds me of that one Doctor Who episode with the girl who draws monsters that come to life, so this looks like it could be unique. Number 4, Fantastic Four: First Steps. I was absolutely sold on the trailer. I love that they're taking it back to the 1960s routes that are also retro-futuristic, just like The Incredibles. It's being directed by Matt Shakman, who directed WandaVision, which also leaned very heavily into that. But I'm also cautious because we have yet to get a good Fantastic Four movie. And I don't know if I'm totally sold on the casting of Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, but Marvel has greatly surprised me with odd casting choices numerous times. I think at this point it's safe to say they know what they're doing. Could this be the one that breaks the curse? I hope so. Number 3, Thunderbolts. Every trailer and commercial I've seen for this movie has put a big grin on my face. It looks super fun. It's basically Marvel's Suicide Squad. The main characters are all characters I think are highly underrated and have enough story to continue. It looks awesome. Number 2, Superman. I have watched the trailer for this movie several times since it came out, and I'm not even a fan of Superman that much. I didn't grow up watching the Christopher Reeves movies or Smallville, and even in Man of Steel I was never really that big of a fan of the character, but I like how this seems to be honoring old comic book roots and going back to what made superheroes so special. However, I am worried that including so many characters is going to bog everything down. There's a lot riding on this movie. If it's successful, we continue with the DCU, but if it crashes and burns harder than Superman after a mouthful of kryptonite, DC may need to take a few years for a mulligan. And in first place, my most anticipated movie of summer 2025 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Every Mission Impossible movie, except for the second one, which was just an expensive energy drink commercial, has delivered, and they all have at least one iconic senior performance. The last film left off on a huge cliffhanger, and I've been anxiously anticipating this movie ever since. It's supposedly one last ride for Tom Cruise, but maybe if the movie overperforms, we get more. I'm incredibly pumped for this, and it's my most anticipated movie of summer 2025. Have it, let me know which ones you're anticipating and which order you'd rank them, and I'll see you next time.